to your organization. And I want to share just a little bit with you about how they won this award. You know, for those who don't know, Footprints on the Heart, they serve families who have lost an infant or young child. And the ministry comes directly to the hospital, no matter the day or the hour, and they begin supporting the grieving family immediately. It is the most authentic mission of love and compassion, and it's provided completely free of charge. And this was interesting that this was written in the nomination. In the dark moments of shock and despair, Footprints on the Heart provides counsel and information through long-term support and multiple resources for families in need. The word dark that was in the song was repeated through the nominations. But this award was particularly based off of 2 nominations. Footprints on the Heart, every year we get multiple nominations for your organization from families that you have served. But we had 2 nominations this year that told the same story from 2 different points of view. And I'm gonna try to tell that story the best that I can. The date was August 7th, last summer, 2023. It is a day that started out with hope as a family eagerly awaited a morning appointment at the OBGYN. Rebecca Jordan Saudi and her husband were anticipated that the doctor was going to induce labor for her unborn daughter, Savannah Ray. Jordan was 38 weeks pregnant. It had been a long and difficult pregnancy. She'd had morning sickness, high blood pressure, threat of preeclampsia, and months of bed rest. But before she could get to the hospital that morning, Jordan collapsed. And the tragic events that unfolded in a matter of minutes, with Jordan's father administering CPR while her husband called 911 and her mother-in-law tried to keep her 2.5-year-old grandson distracted from the events that were unfolding. The physicians at Cartersville Medical Center tried to revive Jordan and Savannah. However, both Jordan and Savannah went to heaven suddenly and unexpectedly that day. 3 families were forever changed. Instead of welcoming a granddaughter into this world, they found themselves in the hospital saying goodbye to not only 1, but 2 precious family members, and trying to help the son and the grandson with what just happened. After the doctors notified the family that they were unable to revive Jordan and Savannah, a nurse recommended the family call Footprints on the Heart. Christy arrived within minutes. Matter of fact, one of the families was at the hospital, the other family was not quite there. Christy actually beat one of the families there. And when she walked in the doors, the one that was there said she felt drawn to her immediately. She immediately pulled her into her arms and held her. She said she determined to bear her grief and share her strength and faith. She went on to say she had no way of knowing how special Footprints on the Heart was going to become to her and in her lives. The other family, the mother of Jordan, arrived at Cartersville Medical Center moments later, and Christy was right there waiting to greet them as well. She was ministering to 3 different families all at once. In that moment, she was not even aware that a ministry like that even existed, and she never expected to have the need for a ministry like that. And she certainly never expected that to happen to their family. As grandparents, they stood beside the bassinet and looked upon the precious baby, Ray, and Christy stood there with her for many minutes, just knowing exactly what to do in that moment. After some time, she started to take some photographs. That's something that this organization does. In that moment, people don't know what to think, so she gets photographs. She takes pictures of the baby. When you lose a baby like that, you don't have the memories. And so you don't think about taking pictures, but Christy knows. She's been through this 80 times last year, 80 different families that she supported last year that this ministry supported. And 26, I think, so far is at the end. It's up to 32 different families. And they don't just go to the hospital and support these families. They build long-term relationships with these families. They walk through this process with them. And I thought it was amazing. The 2 nominations we had, as I mentioned, were from Jordan's mother, and it was from her mother-in-law. and they paralleled each other, telling the same story. A few other things that they said that they complimented you on, or they talked about, and how important it was to you. She thought about the gifts that she provided, the resources that they provided right there, not only in the days, not only in the hospital, but continuing to check on them, continuing to pray for them. What I thought was interesting is in the nomination, they talked about how you would send them songs to help them. That nomination came in after we'd written this song, and I hope this song is a song that you'll share in the future. So, Christy has been up on the stage before. She's the first person the Footprints on the Park is the first organization that has won the award twice, based on completely different nominations. The work that they do is amazing. In Georgia, it, I believe, has the highest rate of infant deaths in the country, I believe. It's pretty high. And I've talked to Christy before, and she's very particular about how they minister. They don't just bring anybody in to work with this. You have to be the right type of person to be able to walk in and be able to do this. But one of the things that I thought was so beautiful about the way that you describe the ministry is you try to help people move beyond the grief and to be able to celebrate the life. And Christy, I just want to thank you, and Footprints on the Heart, I just want to thank you and everybody involved. Your ministry is amazing, and we are proud that you are 2024 Outreach of the Year.